Are we ready? We're ready. Okay, let me get. Hello and welcome to another episode of Married.Mommy.Maestra. Bienvenidos a otro capítulo de Married.Mommy.Maestra.
Hi, I'm Roxana Torres. Hola, soy Roxana Torres. Soy dueña de. Okay, we're gonna do this. Hi, I'm Roxana Torres. I'm owner of Yerba Soap and Co., Yerba Beauty, Yerba Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante Market, and Poderosa Design Studio. Now in Spanish?
Yeah.
Okay. Hola, soy Roxana Torres. Soy dueña de Yerba Soap and Co., Yerba Beauty, Yerba Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante Market, y Poderosa Design Studio.
Okay. We said we're gonna do married first, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do you want to tell us about your relationship, how that started?
Okay. So I got pregnant at 18 years old. I have been with my husband, Kevin Cruz, for 9 years. So since 18, now 27, we have been together. Since our firstborn child is 7. Her name is Haley, and she, I feel like I've grown up with her. She's been through everything with us. And so my second child was at 21, so I feel like my relationship with my husband and my kids is very intertwined because I feel like we have all grown up together. They've been through all the struggles and all of the triumphs. So it's very, I'll call it close. We are close. Yes.
And now in Spanish.
Okay. Hola. Mi relación con mi esposo empezó cuando tenía 18 años. Mi primera hija nació cuando también tenía 18 años. Entonces, ella tiene 7 años, se llama Haley. Y desde los 18 años hasta ahora, que tengo 27, estoy con mi esposo, Kevin. Y mi hijo nació cuando yo tenía 21 años. Entonces, mi relación con mi familia y con mi esposo se siente muy cercana porque ellos hemos crecido en las buenas y en las malas. Hemos estado luchando juntos en todo, creciendo juntos.
Yes. We love to see it. So we're going to now go into your kids.
Okay.
So you were pregnant at 18?
Yes. Pregnant at 18 years old. Being 18 years old and pregnant, at least from my experience, was like my mom did not approve of my pregnancy. She was very disappointed in me and actually had asked me to leave and figure out my life since I wanted to become an adult, become a parent, become a mother, woman. Then I needed to figure out how I was going to navigate through life with my new responsibility of becoming being a mother and also a wife, the new wife at that time. So I was very overwhelmed and stressed and had a sense of like I didn't know what was going to happen next, but still with a lot of determination that no matter what was going to happen, I was going to get through school and I was gonna be somebody in life. So yes, so that is how my pregnancy was like, and then during that time it was a lot about teamwork with my husband. We just had each other at that time, so we relied heavily on each other to make it through. And yes. So en español, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So cuando yo tenía 18 años, yo salí embarazada de mi primera hija y entonces a los 18 años yo estaba bien pequeña, bien joven, no sabía cómo iba a salir adelante porque eso era lo único que mi mamá me pedía desde los 3 años, que no saliera embarazada, y luego vengo yo a los 18 años que me acabo de graduar de high school y salgo embarazada, entonces estuvo muy decepcionada en mí y me dijo que me tenía que ir de la casa y tenía que ver cómo yo iba a luchar por mi familia, por mi futuro, por mi hija. Y pues eso es lo que hice, me fui y me fui a un apartamento pequeño con mi esposo y me sentí sola, me sentí perdida, me sentí muchas cosas porque lo tenía que hacer sola, pero lo único que, aunque me sentía muy sola o muy perdida, siempre me estaba como con Dios que todo me iba a salir bien, con mucha fe, que pase lo que pase, yo iba a salir adelante con mis hijos, con mi familia, que iba a luchar con familia y todo, para salir adelante.
So I know we talked about this earlier when we were on the way to brunch. You resonated a lot with my dad's episode. You felt like
I cried during that episode. I really did. Yeah, I really cried and I resonated your dad's sentiment. I resonated with me because it reminded me of my mother. My mother was so disappointed, and I understood how he was feeling because my mother reacted in a way out of that disappointment of her child, of her first child, to become pregnant. You know, she had asked me since I was first got my period, do not get pregnant. This is what happens. This is how you get pregnant. Do not get pregnant. Like it was like every day, almost every day. She just go to school. My mom had me when she was 15. She didn't get to go to school. She didn't finish school. She was a single mother. She worked 3 jobs to support me. So it was very important, and it meant a lot for her for her firstborn child to not follow the same steps. I followed the same steps. So whenever I presented her that I'm pregnant, she just lost it. She was very disappointed, and her disappointment led to her not talking to me for a very long time. I moved into my new apartment. I didn't have her. I probably followed up with her throughout the 9 months of the pregnancy a little bit, but I didn't have her. It was more until the pregnancy, when the pregnancy was ending, and then childbirthing of my firstborn, that she was invited to see her, and then our relationship was pretty much broken because that created a lot of resentment in me. Like I just felt like you left me, like I needed you during this very pivotal point in my life, which pregnancy, that's what it is. It's a pivot in your life that made me think about, now that I'm 27, I have 2 kids, and when I think about having another one, actually, for family planning, it makes me feel like I'm not ready. So then I'm thinking like maybe I would never be ready to have kids. But your dad's sentiment, in a way, it reminds me of like, now that I'm a mom, I don't judge my mother. I don't judge her at all because now that I'm a mother, I have my hopes and my expectations and like what I want. I want good for my kids. I want good for her. And if something were to happen, then based off what I went through, now I know, don't leave her. You never leave her, because during that, like, I went through like depression. I was so sad. I just,
you felt alone.
I felt very alone. Even having my husband there the whole time, he was very supportive. He worked. He did everything right, but it was nothing like being pregnant for the first time and meeting your mom. Like, I didn't have that. I didn't have that 100%. So, yeah. So that's how I felt your dad's sentiment. So I'm like, if whenever when my kids become older, then don't leave them. Don't do this. Don't follow the same steps. Be better as a mother. And then, yeah, that's my story on that.
Yeah, you strive to be what you didn't have.
Yes, of course. So, en español.
So, platicamos, antes del capítulo salimos a almorzar y me estabas diciendo en el carro que el capítulo mío que te ha tocado más es el que donde estaba mi papá.
Uh-huh. Sí, yo lloré en ese capítulo porque yo sentí el sentimiento de tu papá, porque mi mamá reaccionó de una forma similar, porque ella estaba muy decepcionada en mí, pero la decepción de ella en la forma que ella tomó acción fue que me dejó de hablar. Ella me dijo a mí que no saliera embarazada, y luego yo salí embarazada. Entonces cuando ella se enojó, se enteró, ella dejó de hablarme casi todo el embarazo, y después todavía nuestra relación no estaba buena después que la niña nació, y después que el niño nació tampoco no estaba tan buena. Esto es una, como que creó mucho resentimiento dentro de mí, porque yo la necesitaba ya bastante durante ese tiempo. No hay nada como tener su mamá cuando uno está embarazada por la primera vez. Es algo muy nuevo. Y yo tenía más de 18 años, todavía no estaba preparada para nada en el mundo. Entonces, mi primera experiencia para estar preparada en el mundo fue tener una hija. Entonces, de esa experiencia, como mi mamá no me habló porque estaba muy decepcionada de mí, me enseñó que un día que mis hijos crezcan, no los tengo que dejar solos, los tengo que apoyar y estar ahí con ellos entre las buenas, las malas, las decepciones, las tristezas, las cosas que ellos logran. Tengo que estar ahí porque si uno los deja por decepción o se enoja con ellos, pues entonces puede pasar lo que pasó conmigo. Yo me sentí muy sola y muy deprimida, y en vez de sentirme bien con mi mamá, eso creó mucho resentimiento con ella.
Okay. Well, you mentioned that school was very important to you. What is your education background?
School is very important to me. My education background is in it's a Bachelor's of Arts in Interior Design, and I am a SHSU alumni, San Jose State University. I started whenever it was 2016. My son was born that year. My son was born 2016, and that's the year I started. And then I didn't graduate from San Jose State University until 2020. So I did what I could, and however I could fit it in. I got my degree. At the time, it was really had to be realistic with myself. Be like, I can't handle 4 classes. I can only handle 2 classes. 2 classes a semester with 2 kids and a husband and all these other responsibilities. So 2 to 3 classes in between 2016 and 2020, but I did graduate and I finished it. And so that was part of the beginning of the story. Like whenever I graduated high school, I knew that I had to go to college. My mom embedded that in me, like, you have to go to school. No doubt about it. Like, so whenever I got pregnant, since I already had that in my mind, that wasn't gonna be an issue for me. I knew it wasn't gonna be an issue. I had to make it happen. However I could, and be determined and not give up. And pretty much because education is very, very important, because I am first generation, and so I have to make sure that the sacrifices that my parents and my family have made are worth it. I'm the oldest of all of my siblings, and I'm also the first to graduate high school, graduate college, university. And then, gonna move forward and continue education, so I'll be the first in all of that as well. So, yes. En español. Educación. So, la educación es muy importante para mí. Mi mamá, que estaba chiquita, ella me dijo que yo tenía que estudiar. Ella no pudo ir a la escuela porque se embarazó a los 15 años y me tuvo a los 16 años. Entonces, como ella no pudo terminar high school, era cuando yo estaba creciendo muy importante que ella me enseñara que tengo que ir a la escuela y tengo que ser alguien en la vida y que tengo que triunfar, no importa lo que pase. Entonces, cuando cuando me tomé el examen de embarazo y vi que estaba embarazada, dije, sea como sea, voy a triunfar, voy a salir adelante, no importa cómo, pero voy a salir adelante, voy a ser alguien, voy a terminar la escuela. Entonces, cuando yo empecé yo me gradué de la Universidad de San Cristian en el año 2020, pero yo lo había empezado desde el 2016. Entonces, en el año 2016 nació mi hijo y entre ese tiempo de 2016 a 2020 yo tomé 2 clases a la vez o 3 clases para poder tener el balance de estar con mis hijos, ir a la escuela. Y yo no vivía allá, yo iba y venía. Yo manejaba de aquí de Houston a Huntsville todos los días por tantos años, desde 2016 a 2020. Entonces fue un logro muy grande para mí, para mi familia, de que yo me pude graduar. La historia es que yo tuve a mi hija cuando tenía 18 años, en 2013, y ese año fue el año que me inscribí para ir a Lone Star College, Community College. Y yo iba con mi hija a las clases o yo siempre andaba con ella, o a veces la dejaba en la casa y tenía el apoyo de mis suegros, de mi familia, de mi esposo para que me ayudaran y para poder sacar todo adelante. Mi meta es continuar mi educación. Es muy importante porque mi familia vino acá para hacer una vida mejor. Entonces, yo soy primera generación, yo soy la primera que nació aquí y entonces seguí los consejos que tengo que estudiar. Fui la primera de graduarme de high school y también la primera de sacar un bachelor's degree de una universidad. Y entonces eso es mi forma de agradecer todos los triunfos que hizo mi familia y también para poder proveer un mejor futuro para mi familia que yo ya estoy creando. Yes.
Give me 1 second. Okay. So you said your bachelor's is in interior design?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What have you done with that degree?
Okay.
In terms of like work?
What have I done with that degree in terms of work? Okay. So I began interning for a commercial firm in 2018, and then in 2019 I switched to residential design, and from 2019 up to 2021 I did residential design. So I have experience in residential and commercial design. So I've gone from an intern position into an interior design assistant position, and throughout those times I learned a lot. And present day now, I have started Poderosa Design Studio, and so the purpose of that is that be the representation that I want to see in the design field. There's not enough that I've seen Latino representation in the interior design industry, and I want to show up for myself and then represent my culture, represent my people, and be very proud of it. In that field, I had to step away out of an overwhelming experience, stress. Whenever I was starting, I just felt so stressed. I would sometimes cry in the bathroom stall, or because I didn't feel like I was being represented. I didn't feel like I fit in. I didn't feel like I belonged there, and I actually allowed other people's doubts to make me to like get in the way of my confidence, and to the point that I didn't have any more confidence at the time. Back then, I wanted to please people. I wanted to I walked in the room for the interior design industry, like wanting to please others, like maybe if I do this, they'll like me, maybe if I do that, they'll like me, and but always trying and being myself in the way that I'm always going to represent my culture. But in a time, I just didn't feel like it was perceived properly. It was not accepted. So then that made me feel so bad and overwhelmed. And it wasn't until to the point I just didn't have any confidence until last year I worked for a Black-owned interior design firm. She's in residential, and she noticed that. Like, she noticed that I just walked in the room with no confidence, and she would train me. It was just a really uplifting experience, because I did learn a lot about residential design working with her, but I also learned a lot about myself, and she helped bridge that. She embedded in me that we're brown girls, us Black and brown girls need to work harder than the rest, and we need to walk in the room with confidence, and you need to speak with confidence. You need to own it. You need to be it. If you don't know it, you better fake it. It was such an uplifting and inspiring experience working with her last year, that made me realize that if you don't like my culture, if you don't like me, oh, good. That's okay. And if you do like my culture, then I'm for you, and we can work together. So that's what Poderosa Design Studio is now. I'm building that. It's not launching just yet, but it's in the future plans to launch my own interior design studio present day. And so Poderosa Design Studio it's gonna have curated events, and it's gonna focus on commercial, residential, and hospitality design. And if you are a person that likes color, then I can help you with that, because I'm really good with color theory and picking colors and very artistic with design. So, so be the representation in the Latino industry. My people is who I want to represent. I know it's very specific, because the name is Poderosa, but I really, up to the experiences that I've had to this point, I really, it does not faze me that all of my brands that I have are very specific, because I know who I'm trying to represent, and trying to come back in the room different from looking back when I started in 2018. Just be you and represent your people, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Amen. You go, girl. But now in Spanish, so experiencias con trabajo.
Okay. So yo saqué mi estudio en San Jose University con interior design, diseño de interiores. Entonces yo empecé a ser un intern en el 2018, y en el 2018 empecé con diseño de interiores, pero de lugares como negocios comerciales. Y ya en 2019 empecé me fui de comercial a diseño de interiores residenciales o de casas. So, de 2019 a 2021 empecé a diseñar o asistir a diseñar casas. Entonces, dentro de 2018 de 2021 yo aprendí bastante. Y pues aprendí bastante porque me fui de ser un intern a ser un asistente de la jefa. Entonces fue una experiencia que digo bajas y altas. Entonces cuando yo empecé esa carrera, algo que sentí yo fue que yo veía que no había suficiente representación de latinos en la industria de diseño de interiores. Tanto que pues yo iba a los eventos o yo estaba trabajando y la mayoría de la gente son americanas, son blancas. Entonces me sentí como que yo no debo de estar ahí. Y pues se escucha raro, pero yo sé que yo soy nacida aquí, yo tengo todos los mismos derechos, así yo me crecí, soy igual. Pero cuando tú entras y no ves a alguien que se ve como tú, te sientes, por lo menos yo me sentí mal, a veces me iba al baño a llorar porque, o me quejaba mucho porque yo no sabía cómo transicionar de un estudiante pues a trabajar en una oficina. Y pues dentro de ese tiempo, como nadie en mi familia tiene experiencia de trabajar en una oficina, me sentí bien sola. Nadie me puede decir, pues así es la manera, this is the way, like esta es la manera donde lo tienes que hacer y te va a funcionar. Nadie en mi familia me podía decir eso. Entonces yo tenía que hacer amistades o preguntarle a gente que ya es digamos, educada, de familia profesional. ¿Cómo se hace esto? ¿Cómo debo hacer esto en la oficina? ¿Cómo esto? Y pues entre eso me pude ayudar. Entonces, fue en el 2019 que tuve una mala experiencia con un trabajo que pues me sentí muy mal, que me hizo que ¿cómo se dice? Confidence, como mi autoestima que se fuera para abajo, que no creía en mí misma. Y eso fue porque yo siempre quise, y siempre soy así, siempre soy muy alegre, soy platicadora, y pues yo siempre voy a representar mi cultura. No importa de dónde estoy, porque está en mí, soy latina y siempre voy a representar mi cultura, y porque para mí significa mucho, porque yo soy primera generación, soy la primera que nació aquí de mi familia y la más, ¿cómo se dice? La más grande de todos mis hermanos. Entonces yo tengo en mí eso, que quiero hacer todos los sacrificios de mi familia que valgan la pena. En sí yo tengo que representar a mi familia, yo tengo que, todo lo bueno que yo hago es para beneficiar a mi familia, pero también lo hago con doble sentido para que les pueda enseñar a ellos que ustedes vinieron aquí a hacer una vida mejor y sí valió la pena, de su sueño. Entonces cuando desde 2018 hasta ahora, año 2021, 22, perdón, 22, hasta el año 2022, yo me decidí de empezar mi propio negocio de diseño de interiores. En este momento lo estoy preparando para lanzar, no está listo para lanzar, pero se llama Poderosa Design Studio. Entonces Poderosa Design Studio es para hacer diseño para latinos. Ese va a ser mi clientela que voy a tratar de ayudar, porque cuando yo iba a las casas de los clientes cuando yo estaba trabajando como intern, como asistente de diseño, era pura gente pues americana o gente, ¿cómo se dice? Afroamericanos, ¿verdad? Y pues nomás había un cliente que era latino y su casa era el valor de $1 millón. Y yo me sentí tan orgullosa ese día que fui a esa casa, nomás sin saber que es un latino que lo logró, lo pudo hacer, lo logró a tener una casa de $1 millón. Me sentí, y luego que yo iba a estar ahí para ayudarles, me sentí muy orgullosa. Y él me dijo, tenemos que ayudarnos uno al otro, ser unidos. Entonces yo me sentí como que le dije, pues un día que yo sea diseñadora, ese va a ser mi intención, de ayudar a los latinos también lograr sus sueños en sus casas o en sus proyectos interiores, que sean lujosos. Ellos también tienen derechos. Entonces yo sé que mi negocio es Poderosa Design Studio, entonces va a ser es muy específico, pero pues esa es la intención, sea como sea.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of businesses, when did you decide to start a business? What was your first business?
Okay, so my first business was born in 2020. So my first business is Yerba Soap and Co. Yerba Soap and Co. was born through all of this that I've been talking about, which was the feeling like I'm not accepted in the design field, feeling like I don't see enough representation for Latinos in the design industry. And so I had no confidence up until I just felt I didn't have enough confidence to continue being an interior designer. So up until I was working last year for a black interior designer here in Houston, she was able to identify that I didn't have no confidence, and she told me, hey, you got to come in here kicking the door open with confidence. You have to be in. So by that time I already had started Yerba. So Yerba was born out of that resentment, out of that disappointment of not seeing enough representation. So then I decided that, okay, well, I have to start a new beginning, start fresh into another industry that I know nothing about, but I do love.
Yeah.
So, because right here, at the time, I felt like the interior design industry for me wasn't working, and I didn't know how to navigate through that. I just pretty much gave up on that. So then I started Yerba, and I said, well, I'm going to go into the beauty industry, and I'm going to go into doing community, building community, being more involved in community. So I really love community and I really love beauty. So then I said, we're going to start that, and we're going to be really good at it, however it happens, and we're gonna build awareness. So we're gonna build awareness. I'm gonna represent Latinos. We're gonna build community. We're gonna create skincare tailored for Latinos, and then from the skincare, it evolved into having a beauty brand, because from just making soap, soap and skincare, soap and cosmetics, I went into making makeup. And so the makeup, when I got into that, it just was one step followed another, like one mission. It's like a mission that just follows throughout.
Yeah.
So the Yerba Beauty brand was started this year. So Yerba Beauty is the same. So Yerba Beauty is to create makeup that looks good on women of color, people of color, Latinas. Like, that is the overall goal. I began through Yerba Soap since October 2021. I started making lipstick, and from then I saw people's reaction, like, okay, then they wanted lip gloss. Okay, so then that went well. So when I saw that, like, they were looking great in like the brown tones, like the red tones that I was making. That's where I really consciously for like color formulated colors come from. Is that it's like I base it off on my skin, you know. When I'm mixing colors, I base it off on my skin. If it looks good, and I try this lighter skin, and then if not, I go on someone who's darker, and I'm like, okay, we're getting somewhere. I saw the good reactions, and then finally this year I said, okay, I'm gonna separate it. I'm gonna separate yerba soap to yerba beauty, because now that I'm expanding into full makeup line, which is, you know, everything that I already have, but now I'm gonna, you know, make it its own thing, which is mascara, eyeshadow, lipstick, lip gloss, blush, highlighter. I have all of that now, and it's it can't be labeled yerba soap, so now it's
because it's not soap anymore.
It's not soap anymore, so now it's yerba beauty. So we have yerba beauty, and so yerba beauty is going to be, you're gonna find colors that look good on women of color, on brown skin and darker skin tone, and then we have Yerba Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Yerba Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante market is another brand that I own, and it is simply that. It's simply being Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante. It's being bold, brave, and brilliant. That was born out of my journey, out of my journey of just jumping into a new beginning, having a leap of faith, and saying, I'm gonna start a brand, or I'm gonna start something new, without knowing what's gonna happen. But I have a vision, and I have a plan, and I have it in me. And even if I have like all of the doubts, like, I'm gonna go into a new industry and like blow it up, you know, like I'm gonna be great at it. And so and still represent my culture and represent my people. I get really emotional. It's just like it's coming together.
Coming full circle.
It's coming full circle, and so when I started this, it's like it's bringing that element of community. It's bringing the element of community that I've been wanting to build, and I was trying to build back then when I was like starting in 2018, like starting my interior design blog and starting in the interior design industry. And so whenever come fast forward 2022, I started Brillante. We're building community. We're helping other businesses, you know, come be a vendor to promote your business, and then we're networking, and we're bringing people from other industries together, not just makers, but educators, designers, artists, community people, community leaders, influencers, people in the community that are doing great things. We're just bringing them together, and so that's what Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante is about. It's about having enough boldness, enough boldness and bravery and brilliance to start something new, and just believe in yourself, and just know that you're gonna have like all the odds against you, and you can't think of all of the reasons why you shouldn't start something or you shouldn't do something. But if you just take the step, you're gonna be able, and believe in yourself, you're gonna be able to accomplish it. Yeah. And so then we have really good events plans for the future for Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante market. Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante market mixer. It's gonna be on May 25th. We're gonna have panelists there. We're gonna have the vendors there. We're also gonna have vendors, special guests, and you can just come through at trading spaces and network with people in different industries. And also we have a I'm getting nervous. I'm nervous and emotional. So we also have an event coming up in June 18th. June 18th is the official event.
Market.
It's the official market. So June 18th is going to be the Atrevida Valiente Market official event. There's going to be an exclusive panel. So the panel is going to be from 5 to 6. The tickets will be available later today on sale on all of our social media platforms. And so then we have un party. So the party is going to be like the market element is going to be from 6 to 10. And so we have a really good lineup of panelists. So the panelists are people that are educators, leaders in the community. They do marketing, they do nonprofit, entrepreneurs, influencers. It's a good lineup of people, great people. And so, and also the market, we have a good lineup for the vendors. They all are really brilliant, and they all are awesome. They are Atrevida and Brillante. They have really good products, so we encourage you to come through on that date.
Come through.
Yes.
You can
Participate.
find all of that information on her page as well as my page.
Yes, ma'am.
But we can go into your business experience.
Business
in Spanish.
experience. Okay. All right.
So, dinos sobre tus negocios.
Okay. So, en español, mis negocios son hierba soap, hierba beauty, hierba Atrevida Valiente, Brillante Market y Poderosa Design Studio. So the question was, how did I start? Mm-hmm. So empecé hierba soap cuando en ese momento que estaba como yo muy decepcionada, que no sentía que estaba, no me sentía cómoda, en la carrera en lo que yo estudié, que no me sentía que había suficiente representación, estaba muy deprimida dentro de ese tiempo. Entonces mientras iba a trabajar, siempre yendo a lo mismo, decidí empezar algo nuevo. Como sentí que no me aceptaban aquí en el diseño de interiores, en esta industria, dije, ok, está bien, un día voy a regresar a esto. Me decidí que voy a empezar algo nuevo, me voy a meter en una industria que me gusta mucho, sí, me gusta mucho, pero no sé nada de cómo se maneja. Entonces de ahí empecé, ok, voy a hacer jabón, no sé cómo hacer jabón, pero pues
voy a aprender.
Entonces la industria que me metí fue en lo de piel, cosméticos, de maquillaje, y luego en hacer eventos para la comunidad. Entonces de ahí empecé eso, empecé a hacer jabones, hacer hierba soap. Aprendí, fui a los mercados, siempre lo mismo, representando mi cultura, mi gente, y vi que bastante gente que son latinas me apoyaban. Entonces yo decidí, bueno, estamos en lo mismo, hacer como lo mismo lo que yo quise desde el principio, ser en los interiores, pues representar a mi gente y hacer algo para ellos. Lo hice en esto. Entonces empecé con hierba soap, y ya después en octubre 2021, el año pasado, empecé con hacer maquillajes. Empecé con pintalabios, y luego lipstick, y luego sombras, y vi que la gente le estaba apoyando bastante. Entonces seguí, y ya después este año empecé a decir, ok, ya tengo más maquillaje, ya tengo todo, no le puedo seguir poniendo hierba soap porque no es jabón, el maquillaje ya no es jabón. Entonces tengo que ahora separarlo, entonces ahora ya es hierba beauty. Hierba beauty es maquillaje específicamente para gente con piel morena. Entonces, y es para representar nuestra cultura, los latinos, la gente morena dentro de la industria de maquillaje, de belleza. Y después de ahí empecé con Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante Market. Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante Market es hacer eventos para la cultura, para los latinos, para poder ayudarnos uno al otro como comunidad y traer gente que es latina de diferentes industrias, profesiones, no solamente gente que hace cosas, pero gente que son trabajan en educación, son diseñadores, son artistas, son gente que influye en la comunidad o trabaja en la comunidad. Pues la intención es de atraernos todos juntos para que nos conozcamos y pues el mensaje total es Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante, es eso, es tener es ser atrevida y empezar algo nuevo sin saber lo que va a pasar, nomás con tener el sueño, tener suficiente, creer en mí mismo lo suficiente para empezar algo nuevo. Y es cierto, puedes tener todas las razones por qué no lo puedes hacer o no lo deberías hacer, pero si tú más tienes fe y crees en ti misma, tú puedes tomar esa idea brillante y hacerla crecer y hacerla gigante y lograr tus sueños.
Okay. Do you want to promote your thing and promote the market in Spanish?
Oh, yes. So
Tus eventos.
Los eventos de Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante ya van a venir, ya están cercas. So, a mayo 25 vamos a tener nuestro primer evento, Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante Mixer. So, esa es una oportunidad para que ustedes vengan a conocer gentes de diferentes profesiones, industrias, y vamos a tener boletos a la venta para el evento que está pasando junio 18. Ese es el mercado Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante oficial. Entonces en mayo 25 vamos a tener boletos a la venta, vamos a vender mercancía, es como estas gorras, camisas, toda la cosa. Entonces vamos a vender eso, vamos a rifar boletos y también vamos a dar premios gratis de los vendedores. Entonces una oportunidad para que vengan a apoyar a la comunidad, porque también vamos a tener vendedores allí. Vamos a tener la gente que va a participar en el evento de junio y los pueden conocer. Y ya en junio vamos a tener un evento, junio 18 va a ser el evento oficial, y ese va a ser, va a tener un panel, no sé cómo se dice panel, pero va a tener un panel, y en ese panel va a tener 9 panelistas, y ahí esas personas se van a poder darles su historia de cómo ellos se convirtieron en emprendedores, en cómo ellos empezaron su negocio, y van a compartir sus experiencias con ustedes, pero es un evento privado. Entonces, y también vamos a tener otro evento que sigue después al público, va a ser el mercado el mismo día. So, ese va a ser, va a tener DJ, va a tener vendedores, y va a ser quiero que se sienta como un party, pero un buen ambiente, pero estás apoyando a la comunidad a la misma vez.
Yes. Y pueden encontrar toda esa información en sus páginas de ella y también en mi página, porque nos apoyamos. Gracias. Let me see. Any other plans that you want to talk about in terms of how you're going to grow your business?
How we're going to grow? I mean, we're just going to, we're going to keep representing. We're going to grow through building community. We're going to grow through building community, building awareness, and always representing our culture, our Latino people, and plans, we're gonna keep giving y'all what y'all want, what y'all request. Anything that customers say, hey, I want to see this. Okay, I consider everyone's request for products or services or something that they want to see. Like, you can always send it my way, and I always consider it, and I'll do my best to make it happen. So really, without customers, without the fans that we have, there's really no yerba, and no yerba, period. Yerba or Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante, or Yerba Beauty, or Poderosa Design Studio. So it's really the community that helps me grow all together, and we'll keep going from there.
Yeah. I know you're talking about like your culture a lot. Did you mention where you come from?
No, I did not. I did not mention where I came from. So my family is Salvadoran. They're from El Salvador. So my grandma is from it's called Nueva Esparta. We call it Esparta. So over there, it's like the country. You know, it's in the hills. It's in the mountains. I've been going to Salvador since I was, well, for a while. I haven't been in a long time, but I went when I was 5, all the way till I was 18. I would go all the time, every summer or on breaks. So we would always go to Salvador. My mother is from San Salvador, and so the place that we always go and visit is in San Salvador, which is the city, and then we also go to the country to always visit where my grandma grew up, which is Esparta. So I'm really, really proud of where I come from, and I'm not ashamed of it. So I'm glad that I do have the blessings and opportunity to be a U.S. citizen, but I don't forget where I come from. And then I have my husband. I married him, and he is he's half. So he's born here. He's a U.S. citizen, but his family is his father's side is Salvadoreños, and his mother's side is Mexican. So like, now that I'm a mother, like, I am very heavy on teaching my kids that who they are, their culture, and they don't have to be ashamed of them. That brown is beautiful, and brown is, you have to embrace your culture. You don't have to shy away from that. And I think that it's those experiences that being a mother has taught me a lot of things, because to say, like, my experience when I was, when I was myself feeling like ashamed, not ashamed, but like I wasn't fitting into this industry. I stopped when I took a break from that, but then it became like the experiences, the in-between part, which is the in-between is telling, like, my daughter telling me, like, hey, I'm noticing I'm brown at school, where she goes to like a white school. So most of the people there are white, and so she's noticing, hey, we speak Spanish, and the kids at school call me Mexican. And I said, well, you're not just Mexican. You're also a U.S. citizen. You're American, and you're Salvadoreña, and you're also Mexican. But you're not just Mexican because you're brown. And so that's the in between that taught me, like, even though I was going through something at my job, and like didn't find like there was no representation, but here's my daughter going to school every day, and I'm seeing the same thing, and seeing like, hey, I'm brown, they're calling me Mexican. Am I Mexican? Or we're like, yes, you're Mexican, you're Salvadorian, and you're American. You're all of that. So that makes you better. Like, that makes you should be proud of that, and don't ever shy away that you speak Spanish, and teaching her that she doesn't need to shy away from her culture. So I'm very proud of that, and where I come from. So we'll keep on going.
Yes. So, has hablado mucho sobre tu cultura, pero no nos has dicho de dónde vienes.
Okay. Soy nacida aquí. Mi familia es de El Salvador. Mi abuelita, ella es de Esparta, pues es en el alto, está en las montañas. Mi mamá es de San Salvador, es de la ciudad. Entonces, siempre que vamos para allá, es uno de los lugares a donde vamos a visitar. Es el lugar donde se creció mi abuelita y el lugar donde se creció mi mamá, con mis tíos y mis tías. Y entonces desde los 5 años hasta que yo tenía 18, yo siempre iba cada verano o cada oportunidad que había, nos íbamos para allá a visitar. Entonces de allá soy, entonces soy muy, muy orgullosa de donde vengo y me gusta.
Do you want to go into the Haley story?
Okay. Yes, I kind of lost. I kind of went into a blank. Okay, so mi cultura es muy importante para mí. Tanto que cuando es tanto que ahora que soy madre y tengo una hija que está empezando a ver que ella está empezando a notar el color de su piel, que ella es pues sí, es café. Yo tengo que decir, hey, tu piel es bonita, ser morenita o ser café es bonita. Porque ella dice, bueno, me dijeron que soy mexican. Digo, sí, eres mexican, eres salvadoreña, eres también americana. Nunca se te olvide que tú eres también americana, salvadoreña y mexicana, y pues tú tienes todos los mismos derechos que ellos, y tú también sabes español e inglés y vales por 2. Entonces tú tienes que nunca sentirte mal por tu cultura. Es muy importante que bueno, en mi lista como mamá, enseñarles que no tienen que ser penadas por su cultura, de donde vienen. Tienen que ser muy orgullosos y apreciar a sus abuelitos, a sus abuelitas, a esos familiares mucho. Entonces mi familia es de Salvador, toda completamente, también incluyendo el de mi papá es Salvador, todos son de Salvador. Y pues cuando yo me casé con mi esposo, él es su papá, parte de papá es salvadoreño y parte de mamá es mexicana. Entonces conocí la cultura mexicana y cómo es eso, es muy bonita. Muy unidos, es siempre celebración, es siempre unidad, es muy bonita, muy distinta a cómo los salvadoreños son. Entonces es algo que tomo mucho orgullo en ser latina y enseñarle a mis hijos su cultura y que sean orgullosos también.
Okay, the last question that we have before we get into giving advice.
Okay.
Since you have so much going on all the time, how do you practice self-care? How do you take care of yourself?
I go on walks. I honestly have to go on walks. It's the first thing. I drop off the kids and go on my walk. That's to me my exercise at the moment. I do shift. It depends. So yeah, I have to go out in nature. I have to go and take my walk. That's like my meditation. That's just my release of energy. That's what I do to get my mind right before I start the day. If I don't have that and I know I'm not going to be able to go on a walk, then I wake up early. I wake up really early and I do nothing. I just take that time while everybody's sleeping to myself, just to think. Probably just sit there and be and pray. Or I pray a lot, so I pray every day. So that's part of my self-care routine. Like, that's just me. So I have to pray every day and pray for a good day. But yeah, so it's the walk. It's going on walks. It's having time alone. I try to make time alone for me. It's either if I have to wake up earlier, I'm gonna do that to have my time alone. Or what else is another self-care? I take baths. I do love baths a lot. So I use yerba soap products, and then I sprinkle in there, and I just lay in there with these essential oils and herbs, and it's part of my self-care. What else do I do? I try to do things. Sometimes self-care for me is it's just doing something that makes me happy, so I can listen to a certain song, or like maybe I want to go get my nails done. It just depends. I focus a lot on self-care. For me, it's what makes me happy. What makes me happy. So if I can make myself happy, or just be happy on my own, taking care of mental health for me, then that's what works for me. It's mental health.
So, hemos platicado mucho en el podcast que tenemos que rellenar nuestro vaso, y tú tienes mucho trabajo que hacer, entonces solo queríamos preguntar cómo es que tú rellenas tu vaso.
¿Cómo relleno mi vaso? Pues enfocándome mucho en a la salud mental. Entonces para mí la salud mental puede ser, o cómo yo me cuido sola, rellenar mi vaso, es hacer cosas que me hacen feliz. Si yo puedo ser feliz sola, eso es rellenar mi vaso. Entonces para mí es siempre ir a caminar en las mañanas, o si no puedo ir en las mañanas o en las tardes, o como pueda hacer un tipo de ejercicios. Y si yo sé que no voy a poder hacer ejercicio ese día, entonces tengo que pues levantarme temprano, un poquito más temprano, porque para mí es muy esencial tener tiempo sola. Necesito ese tiempo que yo puedo pensar, porque todo el día es corre con los niños, con todo, con toda la familia, y para mí es muy esencial enfocarme en la salud mental. Y una de esas cosas es rezar, y tener ese tiempo sola. O si no tengo nada de eso, pues hacer una cosa que me hace feliz puede ser, no sé, me escucho música, o me voy a la hamaca un rato en la casa de mi mamá, o vamos a la alberca, algo que me hace feliz. Eso es para mí como yo me relleno mi vaso.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the last three things.
Okay.
Last three things are gonna be a piece of advice for moms,
Okay.
for wives, and for business owners.
Okay. Okay. So for business, okay. For moms, my piece of advice for moms is this is what I do, and this is what I'm doing, and what I've learned to do is embrace your child where they are. Like I've been in situations where I get really frustrated because they don't know certain things. I have to repeat myself, but embrace the moment and the stage that they're in, because they will blossom into something beautiful, and you're like, I did that, I helped her. Just be patient. That's an example to put that in effect what's really happening now. So it was my daughter. She was struggling since 2020. Of course, 2020 up until now, 2022, struggling with reading. She was at kindergarten at the time, and now she's in second grade. She's about to graduate to be a third grade. Okay, so the issue there was she was always behind. The school is on top and saying, hey, your daughter is behind reading on her milestones on that, and that just became an issue because since she couldn't read, she was just falling behind on all the other subjects. She has to learn how to read so she could be good at that and everything else. So then I became very frustrated, and then I just decided that I can't no longer help you be successful. I've already tried everything that I can in that situation to help you. So I'm going to seek out extra help, which for me it meant get a tutor, and a private tutor to help her. So I had to learn to be very patient, because when I was growing up, my mom had no patience with me. Like You know, like you see on Instagram or like people acting like their mothers back then. Like my mom was like that. My mom was like yelling at me, why don't you get it, this and that. So I had to, I caught myself doing the same thing, repeating the cycle. So then I had to say, okay, we're not going to do that. We're just going to be patient. So an advice for mothers would be, don't repeat the cycle, be better than what your past was like, and then embrace your kid where they're at. Yeah, they will blossom. And now my daughter reads everything. She reads everything. I'm really proud of her. So, business for wives, for marriage. That's a good question.
That's a hard one.
That's a good question. Okay, I've been with my husband for 9 years. Gonna be 10 next year. What have I learned in the last year? People make mistakes. People make mistakes, but they are evolving, they are learning, and they are growing, and you have to know that sometimes it's just a phase. Sometimes it's just a point in time where they may be also lost. So you have to be patient. Be patient. People are going to evolve. That's what it is. Sometimes you have to just recognize whenever your partner is also stuck or is also going through something, and know how you can come in to assist him or her with that. And I don't have the best advice. I don't think I do. But I think like I've noticed in my relationship is because I've noticed when my partner is going through something, or he's lost, or he's stressed, or frustrated, then I just come in and say, hey, how you doing? Just check up on each other.
Yeah.
You have to constantly check up on each other because we are both growing. We're both trying to get somewhere. We're both trying to build. So sometimes we will get lost in the mix of everything. But we just have to be like, okay, we notice that you're doing this. I know you're doing this. I know you do this. So let's fix it. I think communication is key. Yeah. For business, my advice for business would be, you just need to always believe in yourself. Just always believe in yourself that you can do anything. There's nothing that really can stop you. If you believe in yourself, you have a vision, you have a dream, you have a plan, you better do it. And just be those things, bold, brave, and brilliant. Yeah.
Oh my God. Aww. Okay, well now in Spanish. Consejos para las madres, para las esposas y para los que tienen un negocio.
Okay. Consejos para madres sería que mi consejo es algo que me ha pasado a mí, entonces por eso de mi experiencia lo voy a compartir. Mi experiencia es que hay que tener paciencia, mucha paciencia con sus hijos y aceptar que con el tiempo ellos van a lograr sus metas y van a ser mejores, y pues nomás hay que como ser feliz, estar feliz con embrace, estar feliz en la etapa donde ellos están, y en cualquier problema, porque ellos tienen mucho que aprender, tienen que aprender a leer, o tienen que aprender cómo pues luchar, cómo seguir adelante en la vida siendo tan pequeños. Entonces es poderlos asistir y estar feliz en la etapa donde están y poderlos ayudar. Tener mucha paciencia. Un consejo para gente que tiene matrimonio, para parejas, pues todos hacen todos cometemos errores en nuestras relaciones y hay que tener mucha paciencia. Paciencia y saber que pues tu pareja puede estar también teniendo un cambio o una etapa que tal vez podría estar confuso, perdido también o tratando de balancear, estresado, frustrado. Entonces si hay un problema es muy, muy importante tener mucha comunicación para poder arreglar las cosas y no dejar las cosas pasar mucho tiempo, no estar enojados mucho tiempo. No estar can communicate myself better sometimes in Spanish. No estar enojados mucho tiempo. Bueno, mi relación, eso no funciona. No puedo estar enojada con mi pareja días. Es para mí un ratito estoy enojada contigo y ya, pues tengo que hablarte porque te tengo que hablar, vivimos juntos. Yeah. Entonces, tener paciencia, no estar enojados mucho tiempo y poder saber cómo identificar si tu pareja tiene un problema emocional y poder meterte y asistir en eso, saber cómo asistirlo o asistirla en eso y ser paciente. Ser paciente es muy importante para mí porque es algo que yo no tengo, porque tengo que aprender a ser muy paciente, entonces por eso digo paciencia. Y luego un consejo para el negocio es si tú tienes una idea y una meta o una visión, no la dejes vencer, no la dejes ir, porque si solamente que tú creas en ti mismo lo suficiente, tengas fe, lo puedes lograr y es solamente ser esto, es atrevida, valiente y brillante.
Okay, well that's all we have. So thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Gracias por haber venido para este capítulo.
Gracias a todos por su tiempo, por escucharme y les deseo lo mejor.
Okay, well, let me wrap it up and let y'all know about a couple of things. Keep on the lookout for more Atrevida, Valiente, Brillante information on my page as well as her page. Do you want to give them your usernames so they can follow you?
You can find us on Instagram at Yerba Soap and Co. Yerba BB Market, also Yerba Beauty, and Poderosa Design Studio.
Okay, so y'all go make sure that you go follow her so that you get more updates on her businesses. Stay on the lookout for that on my profiles as well. Also, don't forget to be on the lookout for updates on my new YouTube channel as well as Patreon. So, we got a lot of exciting things coming up. And yeah, gracias por haber venido. Pueden seguir a Roxana en sus redes sociales, en Instagram.
Yerba Soap and Co. Yerba VP Market, Yerba Beauty, and Poderosa Design Studio.
Ok, pueden encontrar también toda esa información en mi página. Estén buscando información de mi nueva página de YouTube y página de Patreon. Y como siempre, les agradecemos todo su tiempo y todo su apoyo. Y nos vemos aquí la próxima semana.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, people. Bye, Facebook.
I'm coming for you on Instagram. People tune in.
Bye, Instagram.